Hey everybody, welcome to Takeoff with John Clark, presented by Live Casino Hotel Philadelphia. We're at a Police Athletic League in Philly. Cole Hamels, World Series MVP from 2008, was here to be with the kids during this World Series run. So here, enjoy the conversations with Fox Sports' Ken Rosenthal and Cole Hamels. He talks about the Phillies pitching situation and how it's going to shake out for the rest of the World Series. World Series MVP from 2008, Cole Hamels joining us right now. And when you see this run 13 years later after you guys last made it, do the memories start flooding in?
It always does. I mean, we had a special group, and you can definitely tell this team has a special group too. And you know, when you see the city coming together and the team and the players recognizing that, that's what really makes this such an impressive place to play. And it creates such great positive memories that last a lifetime. All of my teammates and I, we still stay in contact because there's kind of that brotherhood, but it's because we experienced something so amazing together that we just cherish that. And it's because of the city, the organization, and obviously just the game of baseball, and knowing what it holds in people's hearts. It'll never be forgotten, and I think that's why it makes it very impressive for us to kind of come back and come together and reminisce and experience it even from a different perspective now.
And when you see Citizens Bank Park on fire again, you have opposing players telling some of the Phillies, like, I can't believe what we just experienced here, the atmosphere. Is it the best home field advantage in baseball?
I really do think so. Being able to now play in quite a few other places and being in a few other playoff atmospheres, Philadelphia is something that it's hard to describe to opposing players, to just players in general, even to players that just get newly drafted to the Phillies. You have to be able to experience it, and I think this is what it takes for everybody to recognize it. And especially now, I think you really do feel like baseball's back. I think with having the pandemic and the playoffs was kind of, the last couple of years didn't have the same sort of energy, and now I think you really realize baseball's back. MLB's got to love this, and this is what you want to see.
You guys had the talent, this team has the talent, but does it take a special bonding or coming together where everybody's playing for each other for you to be a World Series champion?
I think so. Everything, you always have to say things just happen and you don't know why. And I think you've seen this with the Phillies team, how they were able to win, throughout down the line, some of these playoff wins that they've had. That's what it really shows. They've been able to come together. They never give up. And I think that's what it takes to be able to win. You have to be able to show that. You have to have those games go your way. And guys, it's where you get discovered. The playoffs are, you can really set yourself apart on the biggest stage.
When you see Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, Ranger Suarez, and these guys going now, does it bring back memories? You were right there, every game won, World Series champion, MVP, and you dealt with a little bit of rain as well?
I know, it's the parallels are unprecedented. It's being able to know that these guys can get the job done no matter the circumstances. Don't let it throw them off. And it is. There is that feeling of that home field advantage, so I think everybody's going to be excited to finally kick off the game tonight. I think the nerves won't be there just because, having that sort of little bit delay, I think really does help. And I think we're going to be in for some really good baseball the next couple of days.
So the rain out, the Phillies were going to have a bullpen game. Now Ranger Suarez is set up to go in Game 3 and a possible Game 7. Do you think that helps the Phillies and is a benefit, the rain out in the end?
I think so. I think, you have to kind of look at it that way just because it is. You want to have your starters. It's hard to get 5 starters on a team and hard to keep 5 starters healthy for this long. But to have those 3 guys that they do count on and have really done a really good job throughout the season, those are the guys you want to put the ball in their hand. And so I think you're going to be able to see it, and it does help them.
So you had a lot of extra starts going through that World Series run. Zach Wheeler dealt with a little elbow tendonitis, got hit in the leg, and they say he's a little fatigued, so they're pushing his start back. Can you understand that? Because a lot of people say it's the World Series. Fatigue, they can't understand it.
Nah, it's hard to explain. Just because, playing the game as long as we do, you never want to give in. And when somebody tries to put stats or analytics in front of you, why it'll make you a better player, why you go out in this day opposed to the other day, sometimes you just can't grit and grind through certain things. And when you're at the biggest stage, you want to be 100%. So I think this is something where it'll work out for the best, and you just have to sit back and now watch what he can do.
John Middleton has said after the 2009 World Series he wanted to get his effing trophy back, and he's close.
Yeah.
How invested is John Middleton in the Philadelphia Phillies and winning?
No, he's perfect. You have to have somebody that sets the tone, and that's John Middleton. He sets the tone for Philadelphia, for baseball, for the Phillies, and everybody rallies behind him, and he knows what he wants, and he goes out and gets it, and that's the person you want to play for. And I think that's the person you want to work for. And if I'm a fan, that's what I want to see. So everybody gets invested and believes and comes together, and he's the one that does it.
So this team has their own song, Dancing on My Own. They celebrate, they sing. Did you guys have a song?
Oh, man, we did not.
No?
I know Jimmy controlled the jukebox, I guess you'd say. I mean, shoot, now it's everything's on Spotify and it's streamed. No, we did whatever Jimmy did, and so Jimmy did. I mean, he did like anything. He set the tone for us, and literally, we just went along with it. And everybody, you need something to kind of rally behind. It's perfect for them. I mean, it's fun to see.
So to wrap this up, the World Series parade that you guys had. You see the sea of red throughout the entire city. Can you imagine if they can have another parade here?
Oh man, it is. It's you can't really describe just the memories, that the importance and the energy. It's something you have to see, and then you can't find the right words to be able to describe what you're seeing. So it'll be something special. And that's what you hope for, and I hope these guys on the team can see it, and I hope the city can do it again, because those are the memories that you want to have, and I think it does. It brings a whole city together, and I think it's great for sports.
Well, welcome back, and I'm sure every time you come back to this city being World Series MVP, it's got to be special. I'm sure people take care of you here. I mean,
they do a good job. No, it is. I'm always blown away every single time. The generosity, the memories that you create for people and what they recognize, it's special, and I'm so thankful for it.
Great. Thank you for your time, Cole Hamels. Appreciate you joining us. Cole Hamels. All right, we are joined by the great reporter from The Athletic and Fox Sports, of course, covering the World Series, Ken Rosenthal. Ken, I mean, Philadelphia World Series, just give us an idea. It's been a while here in Philadelphia, but tell us about the environment that you get a sense of when you come here.
It's been unbelievable. And I remember 08 and 09, and I had this discussion with Jason Stark, who, of course, people know very well here, and I said, this is louder. And he's like, slow down. The 08 and 09 was pretty good, but whatever. The mere fact we're having the conversation shows you how good the environment is, and it's been so much fun to be here for these games, and obviously fun for the Phillies. They're 5-0.
Yeah, 5-0, the only team in the playoffs that hasn't lost yet. And they just demolished the Braves here, and they've outscored them 35-15. So do you buy into that this is a real home field advantage here?
I do buy into it, and we're going to see it again once this series gets going again, because I think Houston, for all the abuse they've taken, they haven't taken this. I'm not talking about abuse, I'm just talking about the noise and the intensity of it. So there's no question that the Phillies players draw energy from this crowd. They would tell you that to a man. They have told you that. So, yes, it's a definite advantage.
When we look at how this series has gone so far, I would have never thought the Phillies would be trailing 5-0 in both games that Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola started. And then you have Noah Syndergaard going, Ranger Suarez. Is it advantage Astros at this point because of the pitching?
It's definitely advantage Astros. They've had the deeper pitching staff from the very beginning. And, yes, it's true that Nola and Wheeler weren't their best, but the Phillies have won games without those two guys in this postseason, quite a few. So I don't put anything past them at this point. I've seen too many wacky things happen. And there's a certain vibe to this team, a certain quality that you don't always see, John, and you know this. it's kind of rare. Doesn't mean they're going to beat the Astros, but look, they got to this point as a number 6 seed, as a team that was 3-10 at one point in September. It's an amazing situation.
Yeah, and they're the first team ever to come back multiple times in the World Series and League Championship Series by 4 or more runs. Where do you think that confidence and that belief started? Because I asked manager Rob Thompson, he couldn't really explain it, but they came back from some games in June. Where do you think that started?
I don't know. And probably the best answer is that they did it earlier in the season when they were making their run, and they grew more confident in all those games. And now they're in a situation where they started the postseason kind of with nothing to lose. They had that big inning against the Cardinals right off the bat, and your confidence grows. But try explaining this game, it's impossible, and I'm not even going to try it. How these things come about, it's part of the beauty of the game. We don't know.
Yeah. You've seen these last few Septembers where the Phillies just couldn't get over the hump. There was pressure to finally make the playoffs. How much do you think Kyle Schwarber coming into the clubhouse and some of the signings that they did have kind of changed the vibe and the feel and the confidence of the clubhouse?
John, there's no question Schwarber is a huge part of what they're doing. Kevin Long, the hitting coach, said we're not here without him. And I believe that. He is a stabilizing force. He's a leader. He's a guy people lean on. Somebody you want on your team, in short. So, for sure, he's made a difference. I actually believe their deadline additions were quite good, too. And you saw Sosa and Marsh stabilize the defense some. And Syndergaard and Robertson have made contributions as well. So, there have been a lot of different things that have happened to make this team do what they have done. Harper being healthy, Segura being healthy again. It's all kind of come together at the right time.
All right, great. Thank you so much for your time, Ben.
Thank you, John.
We appreciate it.
Flagrant.